Okay, let's try to make this work. Okay, you can rotate. Very nice. We can go left. We can go right. We can go down. I guess what are we trying to do? I am the best at this game. Oh, so good. I suck. Oh no. Perfect. Oh yeah, we want it to clear the lines, don't we? Okay. What does it do now? Oh, poop. This is not good. But excellent. Okay, no clearing. So where was that? Is it? It was in the No, it should have been in main. I don't even know. I think it was in the Tetramino. Check lines. That was part of worlds, okay? And it doesn't apparently do anything. Check lines, okay. It should. Oh yeah, that was part of our problem. It's so stupid. So what it should be writing. Wait, why is it doing this? Yeah, right here. That comes from somewhere else. Tetramino 148. Ugh. What's it writing? Okay, so it writes the fill list. I don't think we need that anymore. Yeah, that's right. Is that so? I mean, that's a lot of things. But anyway, we're mostly concerned with the... is that right? I don't know about that. World, add current, check lines. What is this? Check lines. So we did have a console, and it was supposed to show the fill list. Okay. Now, where were we just checking? Oh yeah, in worlds. We were checking I don't see it. What was this? 24? Yeah, there it is. We're trying to check the clear rows. So when you have a filled row, it should say, and this I believe is index 17. So this array should have had at least 17. Should have had a length of 1, and inside of it, it should have said 17. So that it would have known to clear 17. So something's not working. So clear rows is an empty list. Cycle through range 18, which I believe will, let me just make sure that that does in fact, I'm just going to make this as just its own separate thing. So separately from defining the class, it should just run this. And if we check it out, 0 through 17. Good. That's what it should have been. All right, so cycle through. for every number from 0 to 17. Create an empty list. For every vector in the fill list, so how many little squares have been written to the fill list, for each one of them, check to see that the y-coordinate is the same as the index for the, because we're going 0, we're checking zeros, we're checking 1, 2, 3. So if it's on 0, it's going to look for all the things in the fill list whose y-coordinate is 0. So it should collect all the things that are in this top row. And it should add those to the temporary list. After that, we check to see if there's 10 things in the list, because that's the maximum. That's how many will be in the, if there's 10 things in that list, then we want to add that index to the clear rows. So if 0 was full, it would add 0 to the clear rows. So then by the time it passes out of this, we should know if we have to clear any rows. If the length of that is more than 0, that means there's some rows we have to clear. So for each row in clear rows, for each object in fill list, if the y variable is equal to that index, I said pop, so we're going to have to find, I guess, a new way. This doesn't seem to be working, perhaps. Maybe pop just does the last one. I think pop does do just the last thing that you added to the list. So I don't think you can remove things by just saying which one, by using that. Can I say remove? Let me check. Otherwise we can make a list that excludes everything but that. Nice. Remove array. How do I, yeah. This is the answer. So array. Index of splice. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Yeah. Yeah. It might just be easier to say new fill list is equal to nothing. No, I'm not going to do that. We'll just do what they're doing. So we want to get the index of the thing. Index of y. Var yi is equal to the index of I in the fill list. Fill list is equal to, no, I guess fill list splice y index 1, so we'll remove one thing, and then, okay, that'll do it. Now let's see if that works a little better. It's not going to be perfect, so I'll just what do I do here? I don't know. This is stupid. I don't like those. Ugh. Okay. Again, complete failure. Let's see. Hey, 16 and 17. And oh, I think it actually kind of worked. So yeah, 16 and 17 should have been erased. And then notice that in the next one, they were erased. There's no 16 and 17. Or they weren't identified as being full. What I guess I failed to realize, we're going to have a bigger this is going to be a lot harder than I thought. Damn it. Okay, so I think I realized what's happening. Okay, so you have tetraminos, and they're objects with 4 little squares. But they get deleted from the world, don't they? Maybe. Delete. What happens to these guys? They don't get deleted. Yeah, this is a problem. So when these tetraminos do their thing, what happens to them? That's a weird little issue. Well, they stop their update functions, so they don't fall. But they don't go away. I mean, they're still in the world. You add a new thing to the world, the new current thing, and it does not have a disabled update function. But they're all still there. We removed, when they die, they add all of their vectors into the fill list, and that fill list is used to make the new tetraminos know the currents if they bumped into something. I think we've removed the vectors from the fill list. I know that's what we've done. I think we've done that successfully. But the drawings are still there. So if that's true, what I think can happen, I hate those shapes. So okay, now I think it's going to remove this line, and I think I can now fall into it. So it has removed the line. Well, it touched that. If I get another, so this should be able to, well, that's problematic. Yeah, so now this should go right, well, I don't know what happened there. I would have expected this to fall through. I don't know, but I think that's what's happening. So it's going to be a lot more work to remove lines. What we're going to have to do is, instead of storing the displacement vectors in the fill list, I mean, that is what we're going to have to do, as we do here. We're going to have to store their color, and we're going to have to actually kill the tetraminos when they are done. We're going to have to remove them from the world, but transfer their information over to the fill list along with the color that they have, and then the squares will not be together. So even though these were together as a 4, as a tetramino, when it dies, when it comes to the end, it's going to save every individual piece as its own little thing with its own little color. They're no longer connected, but they'll be saved. And if we remove them from the fill list, then they stop getting drawn. However, because the tetraminos will be gone, the fill list will have to have its own drawing being done for it. So that's going to be a pain, but we'll start that in the next one, I guess.